Hello and welcome to a review of the 2025 Kia Sportage GT Line Hybrid. Now, moving on to the front, we see that it is more of a charcoal grey this year with a full metal body. This is extremely different from the recent plastic bodies that we have seen in other cars in recent decades. Now, moving on, we see the automatic wing mirrors. Now, these are a rather swanky feature to modern cars, and I personally believe that they were needed in cars 5-10 years ago. I don't understand why it's taken so long for them to become standardized and commercially available, but here we are. Now, if this fob, as you can see, moves closer to the car, it automatically unlocks, which then allows for the wing mirror to open automatically. If I was to walk further away, it activates a locking mechanism, which quite simply closes the wing mirror. Now, moving on to the insides of the wing mirror. Now, compared to previous cars, this one's rather interesting. As we can see by that warning symbol there, if you can see it on camera, there is a camera itself underneath the mirror. Now, this is to check for blind spots, this is to check for anyone you're walking into your car, because people are idiots. Now, moving on, we have an EV filling cap, if I believe that's what you call it nowadays. And this is for the plug-in section of the car. This essentially means that you can have this car running EV all the time if you care about the environment. But being a plug-in hybrid, there is two options. Now, we'll move on to that in a sec, but first, the rather swanky automatic boot. Now, if I was to check this button here, if it's seen on camera, where it says hold, if I was to hold this button, we then see what has become a common feature but still is rarely found in cars, an automatic boot. Now, as I can see in here, there's quite frankly plenty of space. I don't see how you could not go on a decent family holiday with this amount of boot space. I mean, people go on holidays in Fiat Pandas, so this one should be plenty enough. Now, also an automatic shut, so if you're really lazy to not grab hold of this handle, press that button, does it for you. As long as you're alright with the sort of 30-second gap that you give crooks to steal from you when you're shopping. Anyway, moving on to the filling cap. This is the petroleum one, as we're all very familiar with, and this is where the plug-in hybrid shows its benefits. You could have this as self-charging, running on fuel, and then move half and half from electric to petrol. But being plug-in, you can also have it 100% EV or 100% petrol. It's really your choice. Now, if we look round, we can just see the full body of the car, charcoal grey, with a matching interior, of which you will see when my co-presenter moves on now. Hello, and you join me now in the interior. This is the bit that everyone cares about, because 9 times out of 10, this is what people will see.
Hold on. Where's the other presenter?
Going back to the car, we see what is quite frankly a quite fantastic interior. If you were to show any guests, anything like that, then, I mean, how many cars will they have gone in where they have such a long screen to it? It is quite vast, I think is the word to it. But regardless of what the screen contains, there is a lot of gizmos, toggles, God knows what else, held in this control centre if you join me down here. Now, automatic transmission, that is a side effect of the electric motor in this car. We don't support with electrics any sort of manual transmission. That has been a fact for years. Now, moving on to this sort of bit, this is your gimmicky side, I'd call it. But a welcome addition: heated seats, cooled seats, and a steering wheel warmer for those horrible winter days where touching leather is, you may as well be in a glacier. Now, there is several different modes over here, so that will be to change to your electric motor, parking camera, because that is what it contains. When you go into reverse, it should automatically go on. If not, you can always check it then. That is your parking sensor, should there be any possible way of colliding, say, with a traffic cone or something like that, or a small child. There may very well be one. Now, typical button engine start. You see them in most cars nowadays. The age of the sort of manual key, stick it in, turn it, is slowly dissipating as the years go on. Now, underneath this cover, there is a rather surprise. They're called ports. Anyway, right, USB-C, that is for your fast charging, that's for everything like that. USB, welcome, most cables are still USB now. USB-C is becoming more common after the EU standardisation, but USB is still your main target. And you have your 12 volt or 180 watt, what used to be your cigarette, your sort of lighter, is now just another port of call for electricity.
Did you get that added on because you smoke?
Over here, you have your sort of, this is very similar to what most sort of cars will have in terms of your climate control, your AC, all sorts. But in the sense that it's more digitised now than it ever has been before. We now have, usual, these are more analog, changing the heat, coolers, all sorts. But over here, we are. Now you can see it. So, aircon up, aircon down, position to your feet, face, anything like that. Anything. Now, if we go back to the steering wheel, we can now see the fully digital, let me just grab the cameraman's camera, the fully digital speedometer, and you've got your EV sort of sign over there. Now, that's how much power has been given to the car, you've got your warning lights, all the usual snazz that all cars have. Now, over here, main screen. If you click on it, touchscreen, sat nav, put your, usual what you'd expect from a navigation system. You can put your addresses in, your office address, anything of the sort. Usual, typical, but brilliantly done, in my opinion. It just fits the car. And if I was to be honest, I would expect that the modern era is going to go to this hybrid mode of cars, but we'll see. Now, turn your attention to another sort of interesting point, which is the back. Now, if you look over here, you can see that if I just very quickly grab down this, we have some back seat cup holders. Welcome addition, but if you want a third seat, simply lift it up.
Why is Hagrid in the back?
Passenger princess.
But that's the back seat.
Is a backseat passenger princess. Over here on the seats, if you can see it, I'm assuming there's one on this side. We have several ports. Usual more charging, that is an advantage of modern cars. You are never short of charging. And over here, a way of controlling. If you look on the centre console, you might not be able to see it very well on camera, but there's a centre console to control the air coming out of these vents here, so warmer, colder, so on. And I can't really think of anything else to talk about, but gotta say, is this a bad car? No, definitely not. If you can get it as a company car, if you can buy it even yourself, it's probably, well, it's awesome.
So, how did you get it?
Well, it's not mine.
Wait, did you steal it?
It was donated.
I swear there's a guy out there right now shouting, right?
Yeah, well, he can't hear us.
But he's coming right for the car.
There's lovely lights up there.
I don't get paid enough for this.